Welcome everyone to another live stream. Some microsystems, Orica and probably Intel shocked that people support aging but amazing historically significant CPU architectures like SPARC or MIPS and upcoming RISC-V. Live here on this channel, Linus Torvalds, or his stable team I should say, released 6.3.1 with amazing bug fixes like memory map actually, totally wrong offset, RPM, like 2023, and that is why we always wait for the first .1 release. So let's commit that and move on with that. Of course, it is time. We have no excuse anymore to ship one of the greatest Linux distributions of all times. If not, we would have had some bugs to fix. Namely, also, okay, microphone is there. Namely, also SPARC, previous video, our beloved hobby of keeping all this stuff around, alive, and worship and collect our collectibles, keeping our collectibles around. Not to be mixed with 486s, which we use for coffee coasters. Oh yeah, this one. So no. Why is this so hot? Why is this a little milk in? I think there was something wrong with the coffee. Anyway, let's move on to Java and Sun, because we have some. So, Rust. I believe probably previously we didn't notice that Rust didn't just build in our configuration, because we just recently enabled Rust for our more minimal base system, because thin provisioning profiles and other upcoming stuff like the Linux kernel, as the future might be Rust, with all its memory safety. And so we should quirk that. So let's see if we can get this to work. We currently build for SPARC version 8 or 7. Some stuff was removed upstream. Let's check that maybe here. For example, for my precious SPARC Station 2, previous video on the main channel, and that is very, very sad, of course. Although some people applauded that 5,000 lines of code were removed. Amazing, totally mixed stuff. Yeah, V8. I need to check if my SPARC Station. So the Linux kernel code was removed. Was my SPARC Station version 7 or version 8? Anyway, this might be hyper, super SPARC, whatever, something of that sort. But so that is not a SPARC target. And we also have some other issue. Let's maybe tackle the other issue first, because it's probably faster. NFS utils. So NFS utils built some month ago. So some latest update, recurring theme, the only constants change, and regressions. One of the last updates of NFS utils, of course, broke SPARC with this random. This is because we are using a really old glibc, like 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, because for our vintage SPARCs without atomic instructions, we can't use NPTL native next generation Linux POSIX threads. So we are using a 5+ year old glibc to still be able to support version 7, version 8, because of course it was removed upstream and nobody cares really, obviously, to support these inefficiencies. Anderson was there. They were at the Linux user group Augsburg, which was very funny. Happy to hear that. I said at the last video, maybe we should meet the Chaos Camp, right? This was a Rock Linux tradition. I probably was maybe at 2 Chaos Camps, at like 2004, 2003. Hey, that makes it nearly 20 years ago. Man. Yeah, maybe should we camp this year here, probably close to Berlin, I believe. Didn't check that yet, but I think I read Chaos Communications Camp, right? Leave in the comments below if we should make some Linux, T2 Linux developer and stuff meetup. So let's see if we can quickly fix that, maybe not. So this is a recurring theme. Stuff is broken on non-mainstream architectures, and also I didn't build with keep source files, so that is a good thing to change. And Actually, maybe. Okay, fine. So the other thing is Rust. We could start this in parallel because we have some CPU cycles to spare. That would be 0 Rust-C. If we are lucky, the question is always how much other random stuff will fail. If we are lucky, it could be as easy as copying some CPU architecture specification. No, so yeah, maybe not the best time to live stream. So yes, SPARC version 8 unknown Linux GNU. Let's tackle NFS first though. So what random do we have? Root user include. Okay, we don't have that. They probably use some Linux native random. Does it check for this? Also, yeah, configure checks, recurring theme here, right? Totally not a fan of this over complex configure checks. 99% they waste time and check for stuff that's there anyway. And then the crazy stuff they use, nobody checks for. That's like there's 99% no point for this configure nonsense these days. It's like not that we are supporting slow Laris, RISC, HPUX, and all the other failed stuff. And then for the new stuff, they don't even check, they just use it. Yeah, maybe we just overlay it. I'm basically like if they're using this functions all over the place, or at least on 3 files or so, that's like, yeah. So let's just overlay this. If Oracle or of Sun microsystem succession ever comes to us, then yeah. Weather's not being the best. It's sunny in Berlin, so it's good here. Sorry to hear it's not amazing for you. But if the weather's not amazing, that is even one more reason to tune into our development here. NFS utils, copy this stuff over. The question is how far back do we need to go? So basically delete all of this except version overlay. I mean, it did build recently. The only question is how recently. Let's maybe check it's 0 and hope for the best. If that doesn't build, then 2.5 whatever. And Rust, so did we build this before we changed, or at least it's anyway too big for tempfs configuration here. This didn't download. Why does this not download? Two, 6, 0. Maybe they changed to bset2. Could it be gset? What is our... So somehow what have I done with the coffee that it's so strange? Also doesn't load. Too big to fail. What does it even say here? Return 404. We could try that one. Or maybe they did use. Maybe they used 2.6.10. But maybe SourceForge, yeah. At least it's something loads. Why is this so freaking? Is SourceForge so freaking? Good. So SPARC for Rust. we have some SPARC version 8 T2 Linux GNU. What did fail here? Or did we... Oh no, okay, this did, okay. This did not substitute, probably in our own substitution stuff. Because we add so many, like, we are the authority for supporting Rust on everything. So obviously we have quite some other 386, 486 and RISC variance enablement. This is loaded for whatever reason. Let's NFS utils. And so SPARC, they have here some others. So let's see if we, okay, here is some SPARC unknown Linux stuff. That is version 9 though. Did I already patch that? Let's double check that, not that we YOLO around there and we patch SPARC version 9. Okay, then let's just copy that. And where did I had somewhere this table. So I did this initially as per usual. Okay, this exports. Okay, it built and then cannot that. Okay, it does build, amazing. So they added there some random stuff as recently as whatever. Then so it fails because we copy there some additional stuff, and that is using the conft here. So let's change that to base package whatever NFS utils. And so that this works with, so this is actually, so it's all a little bit more compact. Not the super best thing, I just do it because we have 50,000+ revisions, whatever. Theoretically you could make there one revision of, tunes it a little bit, white space and stuff, but the super travel stuff I do times on the line. So architecture, SPARC, package, NFS utils, and NFS utils. Overlaid SPARC, NFS utils to a previously compiling version that probably... Wait, somehow I think architecture, I didn't add that. Oops. Protip copy and paste because I Control-C that. Good that we checked the diff. I nearly committed this. Yeah, I also theoretically need to check change. It doesn't do the change checksum, but that is for another day. Do I have it running? Fix. To check some arch overlays. That's the super most important, but certainly we should do that. So one fix closer, and yeah, that is, yeah, theoretically that's all the stuff that's constantly failing, that needs some sort of fixing. I slightly wonder okay, let's go out there. I slightly wonder if we should version 7, if we should do version... Okay, maybe we don't, because increasingly there is a risk of this not working anyway. I mean, I could edit here, but it's then not tested, and what's not tested is recurring theme, right? What's not tested is broken, so yeah. But maybe we rename the SPARC version thing here and name the SPARC version X maybe, or SPARC V 789. No. Maybe we name the SPARC 32 patch. Because SPARC V looks, X is, nah. I guess SPARC version 2 it is. So then let's I would hope my code copies the other file already. I guess I had a loop there for all in associative array copy base file. So I read the same file in so that I copy the patch here to SPARC version 8, and version 8. Oh darn, we have so much to, I mean, we can patch this without context. So minus plus, it's like, yes, we are so crazy, we just, because we don't want MV8 plus, I believe. Yeah, what have I done? V8 plus, I guess that were instructions. Global and out registers are considered 64-bit wide. This is enabled by default on Solaris, 32-bit on SPARC version 8. Where's my patch? Linker, flavor, GNU, yes. Was it with dash? Why do I have there? Ah, right, this, wait, was this, what did this V9 get there? What? What have I done there to, not sure what I've done there. So, SPARC version 8 unknown. So it may or may not work. We will only time will find out. Okay, this didn't blend. Failed at 9. So much do we love hand editing patches. Let's try that again. Why is it completely commented out? What have I done here? How did... Ah, version 8. No, wait, what have I done? Something strange. We have here version 9, version 9b. How did this... Ah, maybe we base off on another file, that might be. Let's see, what did I have here? No, they all base also on SPARC, on Linux GNU. Not sure what I had done there. Okay, let's build this without the patch and patch it proper, or maybe it builds. Oh wait, did we had unknown Linux GNU? Ah, wait a second, maybe I looked into the wrong file. So actually we can base off of SPARC versions. They have SPARC, then it's better use that. Wait, but if we have SPARC, no, I'm confused, SPARC version 8, unknown Linux. If we have SPARC, why did it fail if we have... So they don't have MV8 plus, so this is where this was. I was confused where it's coming from. I mean, only this SPARC target is... What do we have here now? SPARC, we should have T2. Ah, right, okay, we base off of the... Ah, right, this is why the patch didn't apply. Okay, so now we only need to think whether we should change the LVM. Okay, let's see if it builds like that. By the way, do we even need to create? Wait, now I'm getting... Why did this not... Do we not automatically? Why do we even need that? I mean, the LVM target is a little bit generic. It may or may not work. Why is here CPU version 9 into? What the heck? Why is that in V8? Okay, it also failed. Recurring theme here. Ah, also what? Ah, the wrong Rust. One Rust-C. File not recognized. Failed with exit status 1, file not recognized. That is of course not. I really hate this. Kind of error messages. I mean, if it's V8 plus, V9, I mean, this shit should tell us, right? Let's do that again without, so it's obviously, and that's always like you, I mean, sure, you could always do more research, read more sources and stuff. I mean, not like they would have a effing manual for this kind of stuff, because normal people don't do that. Adding new architectures to Rust, or variant thereof. So we only need stuff we completely create. They have... Why is here so much coffee drips all over? What have I done? I usually try to... I guess I've worked too much the last days. At least that's not my new Sun keyboard, which I preciously keep away from coffee. Yeah, pro tip, don't drink coffee over your precious vintage keyboards. So yeah, let's comment this out. Let's see if how much builds. We need to patch this. The problem is I now would need to extract the archive and examine it manually. SPARC version 9. Why does this say, or does it not? Ah, maybe it didn't. Wait, this is so confusing. Yeah, pro tip, read this stuff, right? Maybe I waste 5 minutes. How long do we live stream? Oh, 27 minutes. Maybe waste 5 minutes of investigating stuff that is different. Oh no, they had SPARC, unknown Linux. Okay, they really didn't have that, so I somehow got too... Alright, so their SPARC stuff is V9, this is where the confusion came from. Okay. So I did everything actually what needed, just like I'd never looked closely enough. Maybe too burnt out, too much characters. So yeah, V8, let's patch this right, let's wipe all the mess here and let's actually patch V8 in there and hope that this fixes stuff. Nothing like 3 times the charm. It's also silly that with all the thousands of developers working on stuff, sure, very few. I mean, some people care a little bit that the SPARC stuff is there. Maybe people from Debian or other vintage and retro lovers and fans and stuff and collectors. But I mean, it is there and yet so strange, right? Like SPARC without anything, when the industry was using V7, V8, V9, especially the Debian people and other of the 1993 Linux distributions established over the years. We had this stuff established, and that yet they add half-complete, unversioned and stuff, and every Linux distribution needs to patch it anyway. So yeah, SPARC version 8. Unknown. How do? Yeah, we probably. How was it? Did we? If we base off, now I need to check. RISC-V, do I patch only the T2 flavor or? Oh, okay, we patch the unknown one. Yeah, so much and so complex. Even I forget. So we patch the unknown one and then so that should be that. Unknown Linux. So we need V8, base CPU V8. This is also funny that they had V9 and then max atomic width. So max atomic width is however 32. Did I patch that for the? I mean, theoretically we should patch that. What else do we have? Linux get base, Endian big V8, some 32. Yeah, I mean, whether we need, if we need this, we could later, our famous hand editing patches stuff, if we need no V8 plus. So theoretically, V8, I hope we patch that in pointer with 32 SPARC into base. So do we have, yeah, so that is their data layout stuff for 32 I64. 64. I'm not really sure if that's super accurate. It looks a little bit. I would need to check which of those were what. This is integer and atomics and floating point and stuff. It looks a bit large for my taste, but let's see how far we get. I would need to check this with other 32. But what I usually do, because it's pointless to study the manual for 30 minutes, so I usually just look into other architecture support files. There, fixed div X. So I name this X. I could name it SPARC 32, but I want it at the beginning of the file chronologically version sorted. So I named this X to source that here. It's just it does of course not matter, but in my opinion, like Linus Torvalds would probably in his Linux kernel scream about this, so it's just a little bit perfection. I believe version 9 worked. So this is it this? Yeah, so probably, yeah, this is version 9 stuff here. So maybe for ideal and bug-free and stuff we would need to investigate this another day. Let's see how far we get. So yeah, I believe that were most of the SPARC, except some glue and FreeGlide, because we don't, maybe not have Mesa or stuff, or incomplete, whatever. I'm not caring about that, so GDB also, yeah. So you're not caring about this stuff, cargo and, yeah, GZIP, what was GZIP? GZIP was something strange, or was it atomics? Yeah, thin provisioning is Rust, because it is Rust now. And last but not least, we have some other, not in the history because I rebooted. By the way, maybe we do that. I rebooted for memory tuning and PBO and stuff. So, cheers. We have some other architecture, so build over ADM logs error. Right, so we also have RISC-V, mean, except some other. So yeah. So yeah. So much to do. So much to do. I need coffee. Maybe I switch to mate tea. Maybe too much coffee overdose. What happened there with my milk from the last time I drank the coffee? Oh, this also failed. Amazing. No available targets. LVM. So yeah, so far, so Z, tar, XVF, download, mirror, LVM. Where are we? 16, right? Or capital. No capital, where's my 16, whatever, Unicode press there. Let's investigate LVM for SPARC version 9. Where does that occur? Triple test, that is unit test, that is more unit tests, that is slip, that is triple. Here is some SPARC version. That looks about, let's maybe use, actually maybe this was stupid, maybe pro tip, always use the T2 infrastructure because it is simply amazing. We would need native LLVM. And then we control C that because then we can use our fixed file infrastructure to better automatically diff this stuff. So because it would build Control C and then we can change into there. Probably do, or did, oh no wait, version 8 they don't have, right? Not, there's some code tests, there's some caller safe in SPARC version 8. That is interesting. Okay, they actually have version 8. Very, very little. As Empire plus tokens are significant software traps. SPARC version 8 must capture them. I have the feeling this might not be so super easy to support than I thought. Do we need proper and do we need to write proper, or do they actually, okay, they have actually, if not version 9 then version 8. That does actually look promising. That also looks like we will not get version 7 support easily. So they have here in ELF, I don't see. Okay, they have if triple SPARC. The only, so they have here very. Okay, they have SPARC, EM SPARC, FE machine value. Okay, it looks like with just SPARC it could work. I find it a little bit generic, so the question is, after all, should we patch it in here? This is unit tests. We could, I mean, it did not just work anyway. I mean, just SPARC. So we have the option of just using SPARC and patching that around to fully link. Maybe we should just do that. They have SPARC ending as little, can't mix this up. Like next to nobody ever used that, but yeah, okay, let's not patch too much around for today. Let's then use here SPARC. Add the comment, maybe V8 in the future. And so we still patch that a little bit from atomic width and V8. And let's skip. Because we would not need to rebuild LVM, we don't want that. We only want to build Rust. And on RISC-V we have a similar issue because of all the ISA variants. That doesn't link due to other RISC-V features. Maybe we need to rebuild that because I didn't continue the build even apparently. So we have, for a couple of architectures, we have stuff like that. Welcome everyone. Is there a question compiler interpreters which aren't shipped on all T2 architectures but you'd like them to be? Is there any compiler interpreters? Yeah, so obviously we have GCC for everything, but we don't have LVM Clang for everything. I mean, Neos 2 other or AVR32. But we don't really need to, right? AVR32 is more dead than SPARC. I only keep it around like the oldest last building patch sets that ever were. I mean, yeah, I wish then that we would have LVM Clang Rust support for all serious architectures, like Motorola 68k not yet, for example. I thought there was some initial enablement for Motorola 68k for Rust. But apparently it's not also LVM. I thought there was something applied. I mean, we would need to check. Maybe it's hidden behind some experimental, enable experimental, whatever stuff. But it did not just build also, by the way. Let's Control C that because I didn't build enough threads. We built with 10 threads because that is what I built all at once. Otherwise, I wish we would have like full Swift support, not that I would, so basically Swift and Julia language, we probably should have more full support for that. But Swift, it's a little bit unclean to build, right? I wish it would just configure, make install, but with Apple and stuff, it isn't. So that is a little bit nah. Okay, this fails now. So this fails now the same. This is so let's this time analyze that. Oh darn, did I? Oh shit, I have run cleanup just when this failed. Nah, darn it. Nothing like wasting CPU cycles here. Yeah, that sucks. Which else did we? But otherwise, leave in the comments below what you are missing. Somehow Longson fails, not that I would be the super most thrilled and interesting in this Chinese either. But what's going on here? Okay, this is just bootstrapping enablement, somehow broke something. This is of course why does this fail? Package init, this init. Whatever, but first we need to... Do we still have LM here? I mean, we could quickly tell that again. Okay, there is some Motorola 68k. I thought I just... Actually, there is now some... And I remember reading that they added this. Why does this not compile? Or maybe... Wait, M68... Ah, maybe we don't have this in our mapping because we need to... here. Yeah, thanks for asking. This is what makes T2 so amazing live on this channel, because I think I just added this yesterday here, but maybe there's a chance to enable it. If just what would be there, because they have so silly names, so then all of this stuff fails, of course. Question is, how did they abbreviate that here for their target names? I mean, we could try any code owners M60. Because they have their own target names. Maybe they have this capital and this lowercase and the crazy naming scheme. So yeah, I call this crazy naming scheme because they use the names like no other. With capital is this like this. What a mess. What should I say? 68k. So that was BM 68k. Insert targets. Maybe this, maybe not, who knows. Do we also have... Probably could work. Yeah, let's build this first. So yeah, a little bit extra here, live on this channel. Let's see, does it automatically build that? And it does. The only question is we also need 0 LVM probably. LLVM. So let's take a look here what's going on with SPARC. So you get a little bit of extra of RISC of Motorola 68k. Okay, this does something. Why does it not recognize this file? Yeah, this will probably not line break. Maybe this does it? Maybe it did line break. File format not recognized. Should this not archive extract? No, I'm really not a fan of this RISC stuff here. So 32-bit MSB SPARC version 1. Why does it say SPARC version 1 though? Should it not? GCC SPARC version 8, GCC compile. Oh, it says version 1. Why does it not say version 8? Nah, historic garbage probably. Okay, this doesn't look the worst. It kinda looks like those O files. Okay, what is the issue then? Ah, don't tell me. Ah, no, 32 threads. Ah, war in the targets. Ah, typo. So LD errors out with file not recognized. So I would need to, yeah, so the problem is I can't easily compare it, this modern software stuff, I can't easily compare it with other targets because with this non-verbose build, you don't see, like you can't look up alpha or RISC or whatever. Because with this RISC I would need to review now if it even should build like that. I mean, it looks quite okay. Just, I remember I had this sometimes. I don't know whether this is now some SPARC issue or some Rust Bootstrap issue with this file not recognized. The question is what should be in there. And this is the drawback, right? Pro tip, don't do custom stuff. Whatever was in this are meta files. Yeah. So close, and then some. What I usually do is, like, if I have a peaceful moment at 23 in the night, then sometimes I look into this stuff. We also have RISC-V, and that's what's so time consuming, right? First you make it sort of build, and then there's like one more thing, and then you need to meditate about the one more thing 1 hour later and deep ignite it. Less RISC-V 32-bit. So this is at least, actually we could check it here with that here. So do they also error? What, it was R meta, right? Yeah, they have here R meta. Actually, so let's there are chance, because we have a similar, we have an build error for RISC-V anyway, where it might get further. Do I have this in, actually we are lucky, I have this in the history probably, so that should be, was it debug? Oh no, it was release. Do we have? Okay, let's maybe do this later. So the issue here with RISC-V is that it has soft float, double float module with soft float. So they probably, I believe it, no, maybe not. Maybe previously we did actually not build RISC for RISC-V 32-bit. Do we have? So this might also be a new thing. So the problem is that there are so many RISC-V GC variants. I believe we should, do we not build GC? So we now need to compare what we do build, and yeah, I mean we probably don't want to build software floating point. And usually we have so powerful stuff these days that we have hardware floating point. Yeah, or maybe, you know, maybe I should, instead of this unreliable pro tip, do this. So that is, this is soft float. We default somehow to soft float. You know what? Wasn't. Maybe glibc did actually not support that. Actually, darn it. Right. There was something. I think this was not supported by glibc yet. glibc RISC-V 32 hard float. Yeah, 2022. Hardware floating point support for RV. question is it upstream? I believe, how do we do this now? What a mess. As you see, there's always something, right? When you think you... That certainly is a challenge, and constant delay of developing and delaying releasing one of the most amazing Linux architecture supporting architectures. So if you want to share, like, subscribe, right? If you want to help, patches welcome. If you have your favorite collectible Motorola 68k, Mac, Next Station, SPARC, Sun 3 or whatever, Sharp 68,000. Patches welcome. Maybe we should import that. Is this complete? Is that one of one? Maybe we should try to. The question is, I don't have RISC-V silicon. My unmatched RISC-V board, previous video, doesn't have 32-bit support. I actually tried that. I was surprised myself. So that CPU only supports 64-bit mode. And there is or was not, and there is not a requirement similar to ARM64. There is no requirement to also support 32-bit in hardware. So I only have RISC-V 32-bit true 30. I mean, except this one ECP thing, which doesn't have an MMU. So do we still build that here? Okay, we're linking that. So the only RISC-V 32-bit I have in FPGA, this was the Saxon SOC. Does it even have FPU? Lex RISC-V. I believe it had an FPU, didn't it? FPU. I guess it looks like it had that. The question is then, it's like, yeah, you think you can release a new Linux version, and then last minute you try to add then. Touch my USB cable here. Probably, you know what, I need to rewire my USB cable because it's pro tip. Don't pro tip, probably don't mess around with your Steam Deck live on this channel, but it's increasingly because I touch it with my. This is also not ideal. Not that I. The other day I had already thrown my Steam Deck off the table. So now the cable is used, nothing like a USB cable, not routed, tangled around your feet. So okay, we have here soft float 1. Do we wire up all kinds of RV32 variants, probably share with RV64. Did we default to soft float here? Or didn't we? This is strange. What have I done here? Okay, we have somehow soft float on for some magic reason. Do I do that in my build all? Ah, I do this in my... Okay, that explains the thing. Yeah, then let's maybe try last minute to add that, because who wouldn't want high performance? I mean, the soft float support is not 100% done, because also mostly I never really needed that much, but you know what, nothing like more nothing like adding one more line to you to do, right? More complete and generic soft support, because right now it's a little bit old for some architecture and quirks and variants. Let's wipe the whole build, which we need to do. So a lot of typos today. Maybe they're directly related to lack of sleep. So config. Oh, this failed. Wonderful. Ah, but okay, it failed in stage 2. So Motorola 60. So this is partially built. Motorola 68k. What does now fail? Cross. Let's maybe check if that build with Motorola 68k support. Okay, it did build some. Did it? It's just the directory name. Target triple. Native target? Oh wait, native actually. This is default. Okay, it has default Motorola 68. This is so far so good. Okay, this did not enable, so maybe this target name was wrong then. Let's see. I believe there is something incomplete in this bloody. How did we build that? So targets. Should there not be a? Where is the targets to enable? Why is this not in the list? Targets. I also I mean, it still has some. Okay, I disabled this probably because we wanted to build all. Maybe, darn. Oh. So okay, I mean, this code it's half dead and superfluous. Because which other cable is this bloody network cable? I have too many cables on it. It still has some function for defaulting to x86, but we currently don't limit this because stuff like ZIG needed our targets anyway. And it still has overriding this target, default target anyway. So I guess Motorola 68k doesn't build by default. So much to relying on building this by default, and then it doesn't. Oh, so we need to start the rest. Where was it here? So enable soft floating point. So this probably fails glibc unless they have recently upstreamed that. I guess that should be all here. Let's go to RISC-V. Did we parallel? Oh, parallel 32. Great. Where are the targets? Yeah, here's something. List of all targets to be built by default. Maybe we patch that then. If it hopefully builds. I mean, we could have the whole list of targets with JIT support. It's easier to patch than always supplying. I mean, otherwise we would need to include the whole list of whatever growing list there So maybe let's check, where do they have file names? I mean, they had some Motor68k code. It's probably incomplete and whatnot. Lib. Let's check. Lib. Target. Yeah, okay, spelled like that apparently. So it's probably incomplete or buggy or both. Probably both. Let's try that once more. And yeah, that's how you spend day after day. So yeah, that is, yeah, there's always one more thing or one major thing. Motor68k, LVM support there. Then, I mean, we could quickly check, also quickly one more thing, 1 hour into the live stream. Do we have some rustling around? And I could check if someone did any. I believe they did though. Yeah, x86 unknown Linux GNU, amazing. Is that, yeah, here in specs. So then we can, I mean, can, if it builds, so far it builds. I mean, we could also do our due diligence and actually read Google and read the freaking Google results for how incomplete this target is. Oops, wrong. Mouse click. LVM M68k. Yeah, how to build, thank you very much. Mainline support but not enabled by default, thank you very much. What do they write here? The fence of all removal of vintage in retro. GCC continues, ending support. Multiple failed attempts in the past. Merged. Yeah, not sure why it's, I mean, obviously, I mean, it must be not enabled by default because too incomplete and buggy. Speaking of buggy, hey, so far no instant memory corrupting stuff because naturally I PBO'd and CL, case latency, less more, because performance. So what else did we need to do? RISC-V testing. We will, so we probably wait for one more thing, which is a glibc. Just leave this open, glibc. We can actually unpack that probably. Is this float? Is this RISC-V float, or what should that be? Ah, okay, they have this twice, so they have this for double and float, so RVD and RVF. Is this patch complete? RVD, RV, so very minimal stuff. Would this all be all? That is... I somehow have it hard to believe that hard float support for 52-bit. Is this seriously freaking all that is needed for... I'm a little bit puzzled that that should be, this cannot be all. There must be configure stuff of... That is super long, so it's extremely old stuff. 4 years old already. I mean, in the last glibc release it was not in there, at least not the configure enablement, and so funny that that they really did this here, big endian, because I mean, theoretically it's specified or someone could support this. I find it funny before hard float support is in there, even like 3 years later, they prepare RISC-V big endian, which probably nobody uses. Hopefully or maybe nobody will ever use. Here's some FP. Does this look floating point? FP, need, no. RV32. I mean, some code must be in there because RV32i was supported, just not soft and hard float. I mean, maybe we can pull some missing patches out of there if that still fails. Or did it build already? I mean, probably I should quickly make a note here that we probably don't need that anymore. Otherwise I forget about this and might still next time build it with soft float. So yeah, glibc at least, so yeah, building compiler, glib, what is all, yeah. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I'm these day and age always longing for the next higher performance, epic thread ripping, thin revision. I mean, the only fastest thing is I could build parts of that. I mean, not only this CC, and stuff. Maybe I should. I mean, the only problem is it's not that easy to distribute this. You need to have a matching cross compiler then. Okay, the last Lexa, thank you very much. Was it what we have? Probably. Oops, come on. 3.4, was it? No, did I 3.4, But I could simply build some targets on the 15 and 50x and stuff. So what did we, okay, this is still, it's so freaking slow. So now we should have probably soon, I would hope. And we might have another Clang build, so come on. What else did we? Data finished running. What updates did we get today? Sooner. Graph is quit. Hey, this is KLogD. I hope that's stable. Oh, stuff needs to be faster. So what else do we have to do? We have, alright, we could test. Let's actually freaking test stuff. Let's build this ISO because we had at least installer stuff to test. I have. Don't have. Okay, let's. How do we? Oh, actually, we could. We might have that in the history. KVM, not numlock, thank you very much. Not that much memory, not that many cores. We have HDA maybe, booty, okay, no virgl. CD-ROM here. No graphic and BIOS OVM release. That does something amazing. Yeah, stuff is still building. Did I so somehow... Okay, doesn't matter. Let's test it like that. That is, let's use the automatically... Does it? Ah, doesn't matter. There's a partition there. Better as... Does it look alright? It's also mounted. Amazing. This is a build from yesterday, right, with also the latest and greatest. But we want to test the scrub changes for taking over console equals whatever, plus of course general testing and so on. All the surrounding stuff still works. Latest kernel, yeah, 6.3. Latest kernel, 6.3. Latest kernel from yesterday. Stuff is still building. Maybe we should actually double check. 90%. Motorola 68k. Wait, why do we not have that? Don't tell me this patch didn't work. Right, we waste CPU cycles. It's not in the list. Why is this? Did I patch that wrong? Darn it. Yeah, pro tip. If you build long-lasting stuff, check it first. Oh, darn, did I not? Apparently I didn't fix file diff that. Shit. Wherever I did this. Can't wait long for that to build if it's not in there. Name it hotfix the data could remove it. So next time it doesn't build. Time a little bit loaded. What happened? Oh wait, it's wrong here. No keyboard, test. Somewhere doesn't showing our support for Taipei or so, just to trigger some people. Nothing like testing that live on this channel. And we don't have, where's our console? Apparently our console is not in there. Why does this not, should this not? Ah. Why does this so much syntax error? So the config is not happy. Let's try to override this for test root equals def SDA 3, 2. Do we have? Let's see what happens. Ah, darn. Yeah, so, and this is exactly what I wanted to make this. Oh, wait, we didn't need that. I wanted to boot. What did I use? So EFI swap. Did I use 3? Wanting to make console TTY stuff work by default, and all I do is break it even more. Oh, waiting for SDA 3. Why is this not? Is it SDA 2? What did I even do? What have I broken here? Ah, this actually I run this as VDA. Okay. Someone missed that. How did I miss that? Ah, no, I had the interface video. Ah, overlooked this. Actually, yeah. Why does it? Not sure what happened now though. What did I fail here? Yeah, maybe some timing glitch, whatever. But so yeah, let's check what did we generate. So it's pretty broken. Also, what does build? Oh, this stuff still built. Should still check if we're finally building this Moto 68k stuff. Ah, no, it's enabled. Oh. Turns out if you actually patch it, to patch it right. So what's going on here? Previously this was working, but now I broke it. Or did I not? So not sure why. Ah, there is. I believe there is this opening parenthesis probably missing for some reason. Change. Strange. Did I make it maybe typo? But somehow this console stuff is also not working. Stone mod crop console. Okay, did I use okay, page up also doesn't work like this. Command line. This is what is it? Static DM. Probably want to remove that. So yeah, the parenthesis is missing there, and why does this command line not work? And that is why we test things. There is console. I see already. I use the wrong variable. Copy and paste stuff and don't rename it probably, then it doesn't work. Does that look about alright? Command line. Console. So that is safeguard, that is that we have something to substitute. And then I probably messed up this one here. For does it diff with set, or what have I done there? Yeah, I somehow must press there the common VI and improve VI shortfalls, and why other professionals use Emacs. Happens sometimes to me. Nothing like pressing a random X or I or stuff like that. But obviously this copy and paste stuff there was my mistake. So that's why we test shit. And what's not tested is usually broken, even when dummies like us copy and paste stuff in unprofessional ways. So what do our builds still build? Yeah, nothing like your load is. What, where's my load? Only 4. Final linking. And that is also why I didn't buy, I mean, not that I have 100,000. Like if when we reach 100,000 subscribers, then I invest into a real epic or thread gripping system. But the thing is, as long as my Ryzen 7950X boost is higher than epic server grade and enthusiast workstation stuff, I simply need this higher single core boost, right? Do I not have that here anywhere? Just apparently not here at least, but why do I not have? Okay, then I don't. Because obviously, even more cores help only so much if stuff links and builds forever. So the good news is the Motor68k code at least built. Apparently no once, except like it built 1 second later. One failure after another. What fails now? Is okay, that is not ideal. Integer size too large for pointer. Okay, we could skip that for a moment. Another thing to guru meditate longer is a list of heavy guru meditation at night continues. Or do we need that? I'm more interested whether Rust builds. I believe it could. So that is a cross compiler, and I would believe that only needs a native LVM. The other thing, yeah, I would maybe a strange misconfiguration or GCC bug or Clang LVM misconfiguration. So I hope does it, because the problem is now I don't have Linux and stuff, but this is always a little bit edge case for T2 still generate valid ISOs, but it looks relatively good. Because theoretically we are already Linux kernel 6.3.1. And then we live streamed, of course, 1.5 hours, because it is, of course, what every open source developer puts into their pet project every day. Console TTY is 0. And good that we tested that before we copied that to all the other bootloaders, where I said I may not necessarily test that. If we would have been overconfident in ourselves and already copied this all over, then we would have now even more stuff to fix. Yeah, basically mounted, activate swap and mount the two, then install all that. Now it's already installed, so we just installed it. So we only fixed grub, so let's only manually select grub for installation. Test. Still somewhere in Asia, so that's not controlled by the Communist Party. CUTF-8 and create. Hey, we have some TTY0. It looks a bit strange. Ah, darn. We over substitute that. We only have TTY0. Ah, darn. Why did nobody scream? Rust also fails for Motor 68k. Couldn't compile alloc. Would they need already? I mean, this is only the cross compiler. Unable to alloc function return. Could not compile. What the heck? So much to Motor 68k. Oh, we had also some LTO thing. Did something really consume that much memory, or do we have overclocking instability? Okay. So, how do we fix that? Because we substitute this console stuff away. So basically, because this is poor man's argument parsing here, we basically want console equals something. This is the most simplest tricky code I could ever come up with. Basically pre-adding that so it's always there, then substitute everything. So if there is more, we get the second. Remove all the trailing spaces. Should we then manually add it again? The thing is, we also have Wait, das... Actually, we could, I mean, as a quick hack, we could, okay, we don't need to explicitly, I mean, later we would need, if we ever needed to extract more, we could use the same we have here already. If it's set, then console equals that. I guess it's good enough for now. Like if it's set space and console, I guess it's probably the nothing like fixing this again. I'm really puzzled. I mean, could this really have... This is what we have 96 gigs of memory for. The problem with this is, of course, now I don't know... Oh wait, this failed in QEMU? Okay, no, this is just QEMU memfd create without exact no exec0. Yeah, that is, I mean, I'm probably, so in the long term, I said it before, right? Is it worse to undervolt, overclock, undervolt your CPU, overvolt and overclock your memory? It's kind of maybe not. I mean, if you run a Fortune 500 AAA company, then maybe don't do this. Probably otherwise get epic and thread ripping. But for poor subscriber liking YouTubers like ourselves, maybe it is. But even then, how many times have I rebooted? I mean, it is. Yeah, I probably need to make a dedicated video about getting the most out of this 96 gigs memory kit of non-power of 2 memory. Because otherwise, I mean, I will probably not touch that. I'm not seeing that I get more memory for this particular system. 96 gigs of memory is probably the most I will get for that next. I don't see larger modules, especially then clocking 6000 mega transfers. So it's probably dialing it in now and then don't touching it for 2 years, I guess. I'm a little bit puzzled here with this. So here we're building, I mean, it looks a bit that maybe glibc has hard float support in the latest release. They must have added this recently, because last year it was for sure not in there. We built it already. Modern build systems, you don't echo word size define stop ILP. What did we get? Lib. Yeah, dynamic link. ILP, yeah, 32D. Apparently worked. So yeah, there's a news, breaking news. glibc has 32-bit hard float support now. Double float ABI, yeah. UCB RISC-V, RVC. Amazing. Don't even need to patch that. That is nice. I mean, that is the only win-win of this live streams. And also constant, not only constant change and regressions upstream, but also constant change and adoptions and new feature enablement. In retrospect, I could have put in these patches earlier, but it was not production grade necessary or whatever. I also didn't really expect that someone has done it yet. If it's not in glibc, then I thought nobody has done it yet. I also didn't expect that maybe only 5 or 7 files changed, but yeah, there we have that. That then probably also fixes RISC-V. Yeah, RISC-V for Rust. I probably did a new ISO. Let's. So the only thing is then. Oops, that's also wrong. Now the console is in a raw state. Thank you very much. But we're getting there. 1 hour or 2 a day. Let's switch to Europe for a change. Don't tell me it's still not in there. Did I not rebuild that? Doesn't look like it's in there. Oh darn. I didn't rebuild. Yeah, if you probably prototype, don't do too much at once. Should I just build this again and see if it builds a second time? Yeah, if you multitask, yeah, recurring theme. Obviously, I'm also not superhuman. If I multitask too much, then I overlook stuff. More typos, more syncos, more copy and paste errors. Overlooking more details. Yeah, grab like Emacs or Vim, a small mini operating system. It thread wraps a while. You can already. Oops, no focus. Nothing like doing that again. Better rebuild that just in case. So this was some cannot allocate whatever. So let's, I believe, what was it? Function return stack something. I mean, it also is always possible. It is written in C++, the non-memory safe language. It's always possible that Motor 68k is indeed disabled because it simply is too broken. Like 99% complete, and only the last 1% is broken enough to segmentation fault. It's always a possibility. And again, console is still in raw state, can't use arrow keys. Let's keep our fingers crossed this time. Yeah, this took a little bit. Oops, this took a little bit too long for my taste for this stuff. Probably for yours too. Cutting the install time a little bit by just grub. And finally console TTY0. Wait, some of this, wait, why is this init RD so strange there? What? This might be bloody, this might just be stupid. If you're lucky, this is just shit line wrapping. Let's hope, let's see. Yeah, this is just garbage line wrapping on this serial console emulated stuff. So root, this long ID, read only resume, console, I guess that is probably all we wanted. The only question is, I believe it didn't kexec. Why does it not? It should kexec. Why does it not kexec? Okay, this works now though. It should kexec. Why did this kexec not work now? So yeah, now the console works, which is certainly quality of life improvement for everyone running stuff in serial console, virt.io, QEMU, and Sun, virtualized Sun for V systems. Yeah, finally amazing stuff. Shut down that again, because this failed. Same. Okay, this says LTO compiler segmentation, CPU 27, core 11, so good one. So, that is reproducible. The question is, couldn't compile core. I mean, I could give it a second try. I mean, all the other stuff is building quite well. I mean, yeah, this is the recurring annoying theme of overclocking random shit, and T2 being the best system stability test, especially. Yeah, it's not the highest load today. Otherwise, the water would be 39 degrees. It's a little bit too reproducible to be overclocking. Let's disable LTO and maybe fixed speed just to be on the safe side, and give this one more try, and I probably can go for lunch. Yeah, as per usual. A little bit longer live stream. Let's try that again. So the other stuff, the grub stuff, I probably copy and paste to Zilo, Yaboot, and maybe even ArcLoad for people having a serial console on SGI MIPS. So I will probably commit the bootloader stuff together. We could already commit, I mean, even if it doesn't build yet, we can still document it. I would hope that, I mean, either with less optimization and stuff and LTO it doesn't segmentation fault, or maybe less overclock. At least it's already documented then. What is the MIPS hotfix? Oh, right, sounds insane. I wonder if, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. Motorola 68k. I mean, theoretically we could commit this together with Kling. Although, okay, there's even, I added the open RISC. Okay, it's removing Motorola 68. Yeah, this is the usual 2 thing in one commit, not super hyper amazing, the most ideal. Why is this longer? Alpha arc. Why is... Okay, maybe this... Okay, maybe we still built this natively for alpha, but... do we have alpha support there? Ah, wait. Why is this twice here? Wait, there's alpha and alpha. Wait, this is some typo. Yeah, also text here from decades ago, probably decade ago, alpha under development, and then nobody cared anymore, as per usual. Let's quickly check if we have alpha, if we have that twice in multiple more files. Actually, we have. Yeah, this is a recon prototype, right? What I often do when I find some typo, I usually check other occurrences, and I suggest that you do too, because then you immediately have quite some copy and paste stuff cleaned up. We can already commit my internal test, my internal build all thing. This has some more stuff. Yeah, it's a little bit more because why is this? All right, this was okay. This was somehow a bug. Yeah, it's some random. I mean, this is not public, so random latest updates. So Perl, yeah. So, but there is progress. What was with SPARC, by the way? All right, this was unsupported, unrecognized file. Yeah, that's. I probably should start uploading pre-release test things like x86-64 and how many would be new reschedule, quite some. I mean, mostly it is a Linux kernel here, though, for not having it twice. So yeah, that's it for this live stream 150, as long as it usually is. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something, documenting here the IT industry of keeping all this historically significant vintage and retro architectures alive and computing. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something. As always, if you want to support this more, then share, like, and subscribe. There's this Patreon, YouTube membership, or GitHub sponsors. Have a good day and night, and I hope to see you soon for the next continuation of releasing this amazing Linux distribution today or tomorrow or tonight or stuff.